Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your support. Today, I watched an interesting video on the A Homestead Journey channel titled, "The Cost of Living in America is Making People Give Up." I'll include a link to this video below. I encourage you to check it out. There was a 22-year-old woman featured in this video who lives in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. She is struggling with the high cost of living. She's earning more waitressing than what she could be doing using her college degree. Apparently, she is having a hard time paying her bills independently, and she questions how others afford $1,500 one-bedroom apartments, along with insurance, doctor visits, and medicine. Well, my friends, I hate to hear about her struggles. Unfortunately, there are a lot of young people here in America who studied hard. They graduated from college, and now they're living at home with their parents because the major that they pursued provided them with a skill set that is not in demand in our current market. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from going to college, but I think young people need to be very strategic. Pursue a major that is going to provide you with a skill set that employers want, and make sure that it's not something that artificial intelligence is going to replace in the near future. In terms of how some folks are able to afford $1,500 one-bedroom apartments, I really don't know. I see a lot of young people living in these apartments, and many are branded as luxury apartments. They often have luxury vinyl plank flooring and granite or quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances. They have a rooftop swimming pool and a hot tub and a workout room. Many have concierge trash. A lot of these places, they charge for parking. Understand, if you're paying $1,500 for one bedroom here in America, you probably are getting a pretty good deal. There are a lot of one-bedrooms that are over $2,000 a month. I've even seen efficiency apartments that cost more than that. That's the new reality here in our country. A lot of landlords have seen their cost of doing business go up in recent years. Their insurance costs more. They have to pay more to maintain those buildings. Many of these folks had short-duration loans, and they had to refinance those in a higher interest rate environment. Well, that costs them more. So they have to pass these higher costs on to their tenants. It's getting really expensive to rent even a small apartment in some cities. I really wonder how some families are able to rent these really large units with 3 or 4 bedrooms. I don't know how they do it. I suspect many aren't putting away much money for a rainy day, and I'm sure a lot of these folks are not contributing much to a retirement plan. You have to wonder how some of these folks are going to do when they reach retirement age if they have little to no retirement savings. I think we could have a real problem on our hands here in America at some point in the distant future. Getting back to this particular video, another young person was featured. This young man is living in California, and he makes around $100,000 a year, but he still feels broke. After he pays his bills, he doesn't have much money left from his paycheck. And he feels like he's not getting anywhere nowadays. Well, here's my opinion. This seems to really reflect the high cost of living in California. Did you know it's about 45% above the national average? And groceries in California are about 12% higher than other areas. Even a 6-figure salary often falls short in California. I have an uncle who lives in California, so I really know how expensive it is there. You do have to wonder how some young people are able to get ahead living there, unless they have a really good paying job. I'm not talking about a salary of $100,000. You may have to make a lot more than that if you're planning on living in a nice area and you want to have enough money left over for an emergency fund and for retirement and a little fun now and then. My heart goes out to this young man who is working hard and earning $100,000 a year, but still struggling financially. Now, I don't know much about his situation. I don't know if he has student loans. I don't know if he has a large car note. We really don't know. But he is struggling, and I'm sure there are a lot of people in California that are struggling. In this particular video, another individual was featured. This young person was recently laid off, and after applying for hundreds of jobs, this person only got a few interviews and is now stressed financially. Well, this is a sad story, and my heart goes out to this person. I know how hard it is right now to get a good job. A friend of mine told me earlier this week he has applied for over 200 jobs. He has 2 advanced degrees, and he has a very impressive CV. He told me he's about to give up. He doesn't think he'll ever get another good job. He's about the same age as me, and he feels as though ageism is alive and well here in America, even though it is supposed to be illegal. He is really down these days, and I try to do whatever I can to cheer him up. I don't know if he is going to have success finding another good job. Imagine being in that particular situation, and he has 3 children and a wife that he has to support. His savings is going to run out eventually, and he's been very responsible his entire life. He set money aside for retirement. He built up an emergency fund. Unfortunately, he is quickly draining that emergency fund. It's only going to last so long, and then it's game over. Truly sad, in my opinion. Another young person that was featured in this video said after renewing a driver's license, car tags, picking up prescriptions, and buying groceries, well, that person's completely broke and is planning on selling furniture to survive during the month. This person feels as though a lot of people are having rough times and are struggling to be able to cover the costs of basics like food, vehicles, and medicine. Forget about luxuries. Well, welcome to America in 2025. There are a lot of people who are struggling financially, especially when it comes to affording housing or affording food. And the list doesn't stop there. If you have children, daycare is going to be expensive. Medical, watch out. A lot of these health insurance plans have big out-of-pocket expenses. You may have a very large deductible that you have to meet. I really hate to hear about this individual who is struggling as well. When you can barely cover your essentials, what kind of quality of life do you have? My grandmother once said, "I'm not living, I'm just surviving." My grandfather died prematurely in an automobile accident, and he had no life insurance, and they had very little savings. Fortunately, they did have a home that was paid off and a vehicle that was paid off. But my grandmother was only receiving a small amount of money from Social Security, and she struggled. And she told me she feels like she's just surviving, not living. And that's a sad place in life to be. I suspect there are a lot of people here in America that feel like they're just surviving and not truly living. When you are worried constantly about how you're going to pay your bills, you can't even begin to think about doing fun things, to actually enjoy some of the finer things in life. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some people who try, and they end up in credit card debt because they put fun experiences on their credit card. And I don't think that's a good thing to do. At the current levels of interest being charged, that credit card debt could snowball out of control very quickly. When you find yourself in a deep, dark hole of credit card debt, it is extremely hard to climb out. I have had numerous acquaintances throughout the years who have had a very difficult time dealing with their credit card debt. It starts out great, but before you know it, it really is controlling your life. I hope no one finds himself in that situation. I'm curious what you folks all think about this particular topic, about the cost of living in America making people give up. Do you know people right now who are about to give up because of the cost of living? Do you know people who feel as though they are just surviving and not living? If so, tell me about it in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. If you would like to become a channel member, there is a link in the description beneath this video. You can read more about the different membership levels. Please also check out some of the great books I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.